Okay, so here I'm talking about women's and why it's hard to understand them. It's from my perspective that some feminists start getting angry at me, but I start telling the truth why so many girls start acting weird in terms of ignoring their boyfriend or any best friend. It's very difficult to understand girls, even if you can't predict them. If you like a girl and she knows you very well, you like him. Believe me, there are a dozen guys who also like her. Some like her from the heart, some like her from between the legs. Just like men, we love every woman, whether she's thick, busty, milf, beautiful as a man. I confirm we men also have crushes on other beautiful girls, but we didn't want her in life, it's just a crush. Women also have crushes on tall muscular men with sexy faces and intellectual thought, but the difference is that if you have no sexy face with weird thoughts, then they start ignoring you until that dream man comes into her life, and 60% of girls want their dream man with all athletic feature like Ian Somerhalder. We talk about 60% of girls, and then we talk about 40% of 60% girls, and the way you use things like toilet paper. Why does an average boy fall in love with a girl who belongs to the 60% category? 1. Glow skin. 2. F***CKED up by self-care. 3. Cute face. 4. I want attention every time. 5. They need help every time she's in trouble, but in return, she never helps you or gives you some small help, like flirting. 6. They ignore your message or see it but reply late, or sometime they don't reply at all. Generally, 60% of women have a 50% narcissist personality and a narcissist soul. FCK their soul multiple times. Believe me, this girl didn't want you at all. She'll consider you as a friend, but with benefits. If you benefit them, then she'll be by your side. But if you do not, then get out of my way. These types of girls never want you in their lives. They just want you when they're bored or need your help. If you do that, then you'll probably be blocked from Instagram, WhatsApp, or Snapchat. They try everything to manipulate you because they need you. But after a time when help done, she kicks on your ass. That's also called hardcore selfish attitude. Demographics and culture influence women's. Demographics and culture also play an important role in influencing women's lives. I didn't know about your country's women's and girls' lives, but I know about Russia and Belarusian women. Russian and Belarusian women both share the same type of culture, and their thought processes are also the same. They both are beautiful with some manipulative traits. They try to manipulate their husbands, but one thing about them is that when they love you from the heart, they die for you by smiling, but if they don't love you, they manipulate you, and you didn't even know at your back that she opened her clothes by her boyfriend or her hardcore lover. Russians and Belarusian women are known for hardcore attention. They love attention, but Russians and Belarusian men are known for their alpha attitude. They love vodka, and their favorite prostitute is whom they FCK every night without protection until she gets pregnant or dies. They love vodka with prostitutes more than her wife and kids. Russia and Belarus are also known for their prostitution culture, where women easily switch off their clothes for a couple of dollars due to very bad economic and opportunity contributions. Russian and Belarusian women are not bad in terms of wives, making them good wives if they got a chance, but unfortunately, their men are known for being misogynist. Plus photos. This all happens when there is the rise of the USSR. Many men participate in wars, and due to this, many women start missing their husbands and boyfriends. Those men who return from wars will suffer from PTSD. PTSD is characterized by specific symptoms, including intrusive thoughts, hyperarousal, flashbacks, nightmares, sleep disturbances, changes in memory and concentration, and startle responses. Many men who come from war start abusing their wives and sometimes engage in brutal physical and sexual assault. Basically, we can say that at that time, women became punching bags for them, a piece of body where they could realize their frustrations and stress. According to various data and statistics, more than 80% of women have suffered from physical violence in Russia and Belarus. Now we have to understand what women think about a man when they have an abusive past. If a woman has an abusive past, whether that abuse is physical or sexual, which can be committed by her parents, boyfriend, or any other man, it can also have a big influence on her life for a long time. 1. Physical abuse. Women who suffered from physical abuse in the past can't trust a man easily because they know in their subconscious minds that all men are abusive because maybe in their childhood something happened wrong with them, so again, trusting a man is quite difficult for them. You can also easily understand this example. You love a girl a lot. You can do anything for her one day. When you come home, you see she FCK by someone else. How would you feel? What one thing comes to your mind? I love that woman from the bottom of my heart, but she betrayed me. Why did she betray me? Again, same thought and anxiety attack in your mind. Maybe in the future you don't trust your girlfriend, whether she's 100% loyal to you. The same thing happens with women who have an abusive past. It's so hard for them to trust any man because from childhood she'll be abused by her father or any other person. Women can't trust a man at all, but if she starts trusting a man, she can commit a crime against him and surrender her self-respect to that man. 2. Sexual abuse. Sexual abuse is worse than physical abuse if a woman suffers from sexual abuse like rape, gang rape, molestation, or any other type. She never trusts any other man because, at the end, that man also wants sex if that woman has had sexual abuse in the past after marriage or in dating. What that man wants from her is love, care, support, loyalty, and vagina. We can't hide the truth as a man. I confirm 100% of the men in the world need sex at one time in a relationship until or unless he is asexual. Asexual, a term used to describe someone who does not experience sexual attraction toward individuals of any gender. It's because God gave you testosterone and that testosterone is responsible for breeding, growing population and rape, so for that women who have sexual abusive past have always a nightmare with sex, whether her man is the most loyal person in the world, she always on war in her mind with sex and always refused to include in sex. Rest 40% women. 40% of women are kind heart and so much affection towards their boyfriend and husbands, even they neither want a millionaire husband. Yes, that's true, not all women need money, they accept their fate and have trust on God, they believe on karma, not like 60% who don't believe on karma, they just need love. Here are some real examples. Existence of 40% of women. 1. Mark Gerardot, the man whose wife loved him a lot but due to some reason he divorced with her wife and have in relationship with his new girlfriend. When her wife knew about it, she first killed his new girlfriend, she killed herself, pure suicide, loyalty at peak. 2. Colleen Liz, who have in relationship with her boyfriend. She knew that her boyfriend had some chronic kidney disease, but after some time Colleen Liz's boyfriend cheat on him, and by knowing she break up with him, but the story take turn. Despite of breakup, she donate her kidney to ex-boyfriend who cheat on him, pure example of loyalty. 3. Detroit, Bonnie LaRose, she saved her boyfriend Steve Miller was being beaten in the head by their intoxicated neighbor over leaves on his Macomb Township property. She grabbed her .38 caliber revolver and ran outside. She stood over the fallen Miller, straddling his body between her legs, the gun in one hand, she said. She pointed it at their neighbor, Jerry Thomas Ficht, who was yelling at her and only about 5 feet away. I took a stance to shoot, LaRose, 68, said Monday, 5 days after Miller, 52, suffered severe head injuries in the attack. Ficht leaned his head and I told him 3 times I would shoot him and kill him. USA Today by Christina Hall, Detroit Free Press. 4. A woman in New Zealand's North Island sliced open her boyfriend's throat with a knife to save his life after he started choking on his food and almost died. Sarah Glass, 45, was having a steak at a barbecue with her partner Isaac Bester, 50, last month when the incident happened. Isaac choked on a piece of steak and started gasping for breath. She yelled and asked if anyone had a sharp object with which to puncture a hole in his windpipe. I can't get air in him. I'm going to have to cut him, she said. Glass was handed a Stanley knife blade, which she used to cut underneath Bester's Adam's apple. I felt relief when I was handed the blade, she said. IB Times India by Panaz Kazi, 5, Singapore. Seeing her boyfriend and friends trapped in the burning car, Ms. Rabi Osu Hui, 26, rushed forward to try and save them. But in doing so, she suffered severe burns on about 80% of her body and is now fighting for her life in the hospital. Her boyfriend, Mr. Jonathan Long, 29, was driving the BMW that slammed into a Tanjong Pagar shophouse early Saturday morning, February 13th, the Straits Times 6. Lisa had been dating Brian Ford for over 3 years before the crash took both of their lives, according to family. Officials say Ford was riding his motorcycle north on Interstate 5, near Balls Ferry Road, when he collided with a deer. Lisa tried to save his life, said Tiani. A third car would crash into them both and kill